211, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to fashion your hair in a bun. This is a little bit more specific, especially for the female cadets, because the regulation for female hair is that it cannot reach below the bottom of the collar, and generally female cadets tend to wear their hair in a bun, so I'm going to be showing you how to do that. During this, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes for me to do on a regular parade night, so it should be pretty easy. I just want to say for starters that this is how I specifically do my hair. Feel free to make some modifications depending on what you feel you're comfortable with, but let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to show you the materials that I'm going to use. So most importantly is probably hair gel. I'll be stating everything down in the description below, specifically in terms of brands, but it doesn't really matter, just some hair gel. You need some hairspray, 2 elastics, a hairnet, which hopefully should match your hair color, so mine's black, and optional is things like bobby pins or twirly pins, depending on if you have layered hair or if you feel that you want more security with your hair. As well, you need a comb of some sorts, generally a fine tooth works, and a brush. So the first thing that I generally do before I start my bun is I rinse my hair, because I find that when my hair is wet it's easier to manipulate and it's almost as if it's gelled already, so it's just easier for me to deal with it when I'm putting it back and combing it and such. So I'll go ahead and do that. So as you can see right now, my hair is wet. I combed it through, and generally what I do is I just use a shower head and I just rinse my hair off quickly. You could use a cup in the sink. You could just quickly rinse your hair. I just patted it down with a towel afterwards to make sure it wasn't extremely drippy, but don't make sure not to dry too much, otherwise it kind of defeats the purpose of the fact that it's really easy to manipulate when it's wet. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hair into a kind of a low ponytail. So I'm going to take one of my elastics, and by a low ponytail I mean around the ear line or even at the nape of the neck down here. You don't want your bun to be too high, otherwise your wedge won't fit on your head. So I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to start brushing that through. And I get a lot of loose hairs at the bottom near the nape of my neck down here. So I'm just going to do a lower ponytail just to collect all of those. And I'm just going to use my elastic and secure that ponytail. Alright, so now you can see where the ponytail is in terms of where I tied it. It's pretty low. I forgot to mention this, but I put a part in my hair. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but for me I have bangs, and so the hair is shorter than the rest of the hair, so it's just easier for me to gel it all in one section. But if you prefer to just go like all the way to the back without any sort of part in your hair, then that's fine too, whatever works for you. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be applying the gel to my hair. Now you're going to be using a lot of gel. Gel is your best friend when it comes to doing your hair in a bun. And so usually what I do is I take my gel and I put about halfway down my finger, 3 finger widths, about that much gel. I know it seems like a lot and it's going to feel gross, but you really need to get your wispies down so that they don't start popping up later in the night or during your parade. So I'm just gonna put that onto my fingers now. Kind of funny. And I'm just going to start applying that to the kind of top of my head, just covering any areas where I know I'm going to be experiencing any kind of wispies. Don't forget to get around the ears, because sometimes you get little things here, and you can secure those later with bobby pins, but just to have that extra security with the gel is always good. Alright, so now I've applied as much gel as I need, so we're going to be moving on to the actual construction of the bun. Now I know some people use a sock to help them make their bun. Some people also put their hair in a braid and then wrap that around itself. But for me, generally, because my hair it's not short, but it's not too long, I generally just kind of wrap the hair around itself until it starts to form a kind of bun shape. So I'm just going to grab my elastic, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hair, kind of spread it out like this, hold it down, and then just slowly start wrapping it around itself. It might not look neat, but that's okay. That's not what we're aiming for right now. Right now we're just trying to get the shape of the bun. So as you can see, it's starting to kind of take on that round shape. And this is when we take the elastic, we hold the bun like this, take the elastic, pull it over, make sure it's secure there, twist it, and twist it once more over the bun. Now my bun feels a little loose and it's pretty messy in terms of how many little random pieces of hair there are, but don't worry, our hairnet will hold that all in, and we can add bobby pins and twirly pins later to secure the bun to our head. So we're going to take our hairnet and we're going to kind of spread it like this, put it in our hands. We're going to take it, put it over the bun, and we're going to start kind of twisting it over it and covering the bun. Now eventually you're going to run out of material, but that's okay. If that happens, then you can just twist it, kind of hold it into the bun itself, grab a bobby pin, take the bobby pin, and just pinch it into your hair. So now I want to introduce you to some really cool pins that I got. They're called spin pins, swirly pins, twirly pins, whatever you want to call them. And they're actually really useful because they act like bobby pins, but they're spiral shaped. And as opposed to just getting stuck in your hair, you actually twist them into the hair and it makes your bun really secure. So how you do that is you just hold your bun to your head, you stick the pin in wherever you feel that it's not secure enough, and you just start twisting. And there you go. What it will do is it will hold both the base and the bun together because you're twisting them together, and then it'll make for a really nice, secure bun. Now we can move on to hairspray and fixing up little wispies that we might see. So for me, my problem areas are around my ears and generally up here where the bangs are and off to the side. So I'm just going to start doing that. When I feel that I'm satisfied with how much hairspray I put in my hair and that all the wispies are secured down, then I'll just stop using the hairspray and I'll put any bobby pins anywhere where there might be hair sticking out that didn't properly get combed in or anything like that. And usually that happens at the back of my head because there's generally really layered hair back there, so I'm just going to put the bobby pins in the back. And even on the bottom here where there have really little baby hairs that don't get combed into the bun. Just going to secure those down. So there you have it, folks. That's how you do yourself a bun. It takes around 5 to 10 minutes. It took me a long time to perfect my method, and so it used to take way longer, but as soon as you kind of get a technique down, then it's much faster. I'm going to be putting all the materials in the description below, and all the materials that I showed you can be bought at a drugstore and they're very, very cheap, and so you can get a lot of them. Good luck, and thank you for watching.